Hello, welcome to Cat in Japan. Today I'm coming to you from my Genkan because I'm on my way out the door to pick up some stuff for Thanksgiving. Now, the Japanese do not celebrate American Thanksgiving like they celebrate Halloween or Christmas. It's truly American, but unfortunately, I can't celebrate it on Thursday because everybody works. I have to do it on Saturday. I thought it would be fun if I take you along with me so you can get a glimpse of what it's like in a Japanese grocery store. So I got my list, my money, my keys, and my camera. So let's get ready and go to the grocery store. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is grab ourselves a very small shopping cart. I know it's really small, but it has a nice little hook for your purse, so that's really nice. As you enter the store, you're going to grab another basket to put in your shopping basket. Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but that's just the way it is here. Now, the first section we're going to enter is the milk section. As you can see, the largest size we have is just 1 liter. And they come in cartons, which I really don't care for because it gives it a little carton flavor. But I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't worry about that anymore. But I do need a little bit of milk for the Thanksgiving dinner, so I'll just grab the little green one there. There we go. That is our local milk, which is very delicious. And I also need some heavy cream. Where it is? There it is, the little one. As you can see, that's the biggest we got. To the left, you can see our whipped cream. That's all we have. On to the next section, which is the soy milk. As you can see, we have a variety of soy milk. Any flavor you can think of, we got it. And then there's the juice. Again, the largest size we have is 1 liter, and they all come in cartons as well. These are all the individual juices that you can get. I just need a little bit for one of my recipes, so I'm just going to grab a little one. As I turn, you can see all the individual coffee drinks. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I always skip that section. Next is the most dangerous section of the store. It's all the Japanese sweets section. Everything here is fresh. They put it out pretty much daily. I don't think there's anything here older than 2 days old. And you can find every kind of Japanese sweet there, from mochi to dango to everything. But I'm going to stay away from this section today because I'm trying to be traditional this year. Okay, moving on to the probiotic drink section. Yes, these are all little healthy drinks. My kids and husband love them, so I'm going to grab some. And then next to the probiotic drinks is the yogurt. Now, there are some individual ones with little sweeteners or fruit in it, but the majority of the yogurt is unsweetened. Not a big fan of it, and I don't need any for my dinner, so I'm just going to move on to the next section. These are all the puddings and little sweets and cakes. Don't need any of those. So I'm going to move on to our pathetic cheese section. Yes, that is like $6 for a small container of Parmesan cheese. Unfortunately, all our cheese is pretty much processed cheese. There's really not much in the way of natural cheese. And this is the largest section I've ever seen of cheese. As you can tell, I'm a little bitter about the cheese. I really wish they would get more in the way of natural cheeses. Need a little cream cheese, so I grabbed some of that. Next is the butter section. Not much there. We have margarine and we have butter. Margarine is pretty cheap, but butter, like real butter, is so expensive. So I'm just getting a little small one. On to the bread section. We have a lot of bread, lots and lots of bread. But our sliced bread only comes in 4 slices, 6 slices, 8 slices, or 10 slices. But the size of them are so big. It's like the size of a hand. They're seriously huge. I need a couple because I'm making stuffing. And of course, there's some more rolls and some little sweet breads, but I don't need any of those. So I'm going to move on to the next section, ham. And this is how our ham comes. They come in individual little packages. There's only 4 slices in each package. So it adds a little trash, but it keeps your ham very fresh. I'm making a ham and cheese ball, so that's what I need that for. Next, we're on to some frozen food. You may be shocked to see that the freezers and refrigerated areas are open. It's always like this, but it keeps everything frozen. I'm not sure how efficient it is, but that's just the way it is in a Japanese grocery store. As I move on to the next section, you can see all the drinks. Those are all refrigerated drinks. Those are all cold drinks, but it's all open. Next, the meat section. I don't need any meat because I ordered my turkey online, but this is all like the beef, the steaks, the stuff for sukiyaki or yakiniku. It's all sliced and prepared for you, which is pretty nice. We usually get this when we do yakiniku, and they also have some prepared foods, which is nice. On to the freezer section. Some is in the freezer and some is out, but all of that is frozen. Next section is whiskey and wine. That's part of it. Then the ice cream. Again, some of it's in the freezer, some of it's out, but all of it is frozen. There's the rest of the alcohol section. That's sake right there, more wine. And I'm not even sure. Is that more sake? I think that's more sake. And all that is sake. Yes, you can get them in like gallon jugs. The Japanese love their sake. On to the next section. This is like a prepared fried food section. You get fried shrimp or donkatsu, which is a pork cutlet. A lot of families use this because they're so busy they can just grab it and add it to their meal at home, which is great. We've used it. It's very fresh, very delicious. On to the next section is all the instant noodles. They're not the healthiest thing, but on occasion they're good, especially for busy people like me and my husband. When he's out of town and I have late classes, my kids can make it on their own and it's very filling for them. We're coming up in the dried noodles section where you can get somen, soba, udon, very delicious. And some more instant. These are the instant yakisoba. Next is the pathetic cereal aisle. The Japanese are really not into eating cereal, so this is all we have. After that is our little small baking area, which is just as pathetic and sad. So a lot of the times I have to go to specialty stores or I have to hunt on Amazon for stuff that I need. Next, after that, we're going to hit the tea aisle. Of course, green tea, lots and lots of green tea, and other teas as well. And across from there is our tiny canned section. The Japanese are really not into canning. Everything is packaged into a box or is fresh. The next section after that is the rice section. It looks kind of small, but as you see, the bags are pretty huge. One of those bags would last the family for at least a month. Next, I'm going to grab myself a little basket and go down the snack aisle and grab a few snacks for my kids for the week. As you can see, I'll grab two of everything because my kids pretty much like the same thing. But also, you will notice that there's no king size candy bars and there's really no American candy. There is some, but not a lot. While I finish getting snacks for my kids, please comment below. What do you think so far? What do you think about the size of the milk, or the juice, or the size of the bread? Or what do you think about the refrigerated or freezer sections being open like that? I found it very interesting. Oh, what do we have over here? A variety of dried squid. Interesting. Let me just grab some Ritz crackers as we move on to more snack aisle. This is all like the cookies and stuff. And of course, if you move over a little bit more, there is the famous Kit Kat. Today we only have the regular flavor and it looks like just strawberry flavor. Then we move on to the other side, which is more little snacks. There's the famous Pocky, as you say in America, or how we say it here as poke. And the little snack kits my youngest and I love to do. We're hoping to do this one soon. Next, on to the marshmallows. I need some marshmallows, so let me grab a couple of those. And this aisle is more like traditional Japanese snacks. And then this side is all our potato chips. It doesn't look like much compared to America, but we got a nice variety of potato chips. They're very delicious. And as I turn around, give me a second, having a little difficulty here, you will be able to see over the aisles. I am in awe of that compared to America. When I visit America, I feel so tiny because the aisles are so tall. Now, on to the next aisle. To the left is all the different varieties of seaweed or nori. I'm not going to get into it because there are just so many. I don't even know. But my children, they eat it like candy. This side is the ready made rice. This stuff is great, especially if you're in a pinch or in a hurry, of course. You could just pop it in the microwave, done in 2 minutes. Now, onto the soup sauce aisle. There's a lot of soup stock and ready made soups, and there's also a lot of pasta sauces. My children, I think, have tried almost every single one of those. And then, of course, all the pasta. We mostly just have spaghetti. On the opposite side of the aisle is the curry slash stew kits, I guess you can call them. They're ready made. You just add them to the pot and it has all the sauces and spices and stuff in there. And you just add the meat and vegetables as you wish. Going on to the next aisle, this is more of more sauces, but in the sense of like ketchup and tomato sauce and what's it called? Worcestershire, Worcester sauce, steak sauce, and we have the salad dressing. I need some Italian, so I grabbed some of that, and we have a lot of salad dressing. Japanese love salads. And as we move down, we get into the mayonnaise section. We don't have much in the way of mayonnaise. Pretty much everybody uses this one brand called Kewpie. This is it here, and it comes in a nice little squeeze bottle that you can get every drop out of it. And we also have a tiny version of it we use while we go on picnics or have barbecues, which is nice. On to the spices. I need some shiokosho, which is a salt and pepper mixture. I love it. And I need to get some spices for my Thanksgiving meal. As I choose my spices, please let me know in the comments below. Would you like to shop in a Japanese grocery store? My husband is pretty much addicted to grocery shopping. I'm not joking. It's the equivalent of my 100 yen store shopping. Fun fact about Japanese grocery stores, you can find them in shopping malls. I was really surprised by that at first, but now I shop at them sometimes. But I try not to because they get really crowded. I mean, really crowded. Also, while you're down there, could you please subscribe to my channel? I would really appreciate it. Next, I need to grab some Dijon mustard. We only have two brands, and neither one of them is Grey Poupon. But what can you do? Moving on, this is our olive oil collection, and this is our canola oil. I need a little canola oil, so I'm just going to grab some of that. And after that, we're going to move on, and there is what we call goma, which is sesame oil. And next is our flour. This is it. We have cake flour, bread flour, and all purpose flour. That's it. Next, the Great Wall of Soy Sauce. That would be a video on itself there. There is just too much to go into there. Next, you will see a red and pale yellow bottle that is cooking sake. And then next, we're going to get onto the vinegars and other sauces. I don't know everything here, but I do know the vinegar. You have to be careful. If you want plain vinegar, you get that one because there's also rice vinegar and sushi vinegar. Unfortunately, we don't have white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. And then we're going to move on to the salts and sugar. This is all salt right there. Next, this is our sugar, and I need a little brown sugar, so I'm going to grab that. Yes, it comes in a little plastic bag, not a box. And this is all the miso. Next, this is the paper products, toiletries. I usually don't go down this aisle because I get everything from the drugstore or from Costco. And as we turn around, we get into the laundry detergent and cleaning supplies. Again, I usually get that at the drugstore or Amazon because it's cheaper. There's our city trash bags, and then the dish soap, and our Ziploc bags and saran wrap. Nothing too exciting down this aisle. Next, we're going to get into all the prepared foods. Now, I'm going to go through this quickly because there is so much. It's like half the store. It's all prepared food. of salads, onigiri, curry, sushi, everything you can think of. Some people come into the grocery store and pick this up for lunch. Some of them are really busy, of course, and they pick it up for dinner. All fresh, made fresh every day. And then we're going to get into more prepared food. Oh, there it is. There's the fish. Lots and lots and lots and lots of fish. Of course, this is Japan. We have a lot of fish. I am not a fish eater. I do not like fish. I know it's a crime living in Japan not eating fish, but my husband, he eats a lot of fish, and so this is heaven for him. It just goes on and on and on. Next, the eggs. Yes, they are not in a refrigerated area. They're out in the middle of the aisle and they come in a plastic container, not a carton. And we only get 10 in a pack, not 12, which I don't mind. 10 is a nice round number. Next, we have the konyaku and then the tofu section, which is larger than our cereal and cheese section. And then after that, keep going. There we go. We have our kimchi. On to the produce section. You can see that little yellow stand in the corner there. You can get some nice warm sweet potatoes. Very delicious. So let's move on down to the fruit. These are mikan, which are mandarin oranges, I believe. And we got some apples. Now, I'll have to say, for a tiny country as Japan is, they have some big fruit. Look at that apple. Takes me 3 days to eat one of those. Huge. Then there's some more mekons, just different varieties of them. They're all good. And then we're going to move on to some pears. Look at that pear. That thing is huge. And some grapes. Look at the size of the grapes. I have never seen grapes so big before. On to some kiwis and some bananas. I need some bananas, so give me a second as I choose some there. And as we turn around, we're getting into the vegetables. Again, look how big those carrots are. That can feed a family of 4. Look at those things. They are so big. I was so shocked when I first came to Japan and saw how big the carrots were. Next, we have some cabbage, some mushrooms, lots and lots of mushrooms. Japanese love mushrooms. And some pumpkin. Now, I need some pumpkin for my pumpkin pie. I always use fresh pumpkin. So I'm going to pick out some good pumpkin here. And then we're going to move on to the tomatoes. Lots and lots of tomatoes, some avocado, and some cucumbers. Now, the cucumbers are opposite of what the rest of their vegetables are like. These things are skinny and tiny, but delicious. And now on to some sweet potatoes. I'm going to make a sweet potato casserole, so I need some sweet potatoes. Put those in there. Move on to onions. I need some onions, so let me grab some onions there. And after that, I'm going to be grabbing some potatoes. Next, let's take a look at the green peppers. Look how expensive they are, and look how tiny they are. They're delicious, but so tiny. On to some more produce. There's some broccoli and some lettuce, and I need some celery. I only needed 1 stalk, but they only had a pack of 2, but I'll take it. And a lot of more green stuff. Lots and lots of green stuff. I'm not even sure. Oh, there's some ginger and green beans. I love green beans, but this is all you can get, and it's like $3 for that little bit. So I don't get them too often. Here's the mushrooms. Again, lots and lots of mushrooms. They love their mushrooms. And that's spinach, which is very delicious. After the spinach, we have some turnips and some other items like bean sprouts and bamboo shoots. Very delicious. Now on to the natto, which is an acquired taste, I can tell you that. Now on to more yakisoba, udon, ramen, somen noodles, but these are made with fresh noodles and they only last like 2 or 3 days. So this section is replenished daily. I need some tamango, which is egg. This is what we call this. It's actually called, I think, tamango maki, but my oldest eats it like candy, so I need a lot of it. Now it's time to check out. Look at my basket. The cashier was taken aback a little bit by my basket because most Japanese go shopping on a daily basis, so their baskets are about 1/3 full. So if you want to know how much I paid, wait for the receipt. Here it comes after the coupons. And there it is. I won't shop like this for another year. On the way out, you will notice a dry ice machine and an ice machine so people can keep their items cool on the way home because some people live kind of far from the grocery store. Also, you will see a microwave for those who pick up their lunch and want to heat it up on the way back to work. After placing your groceries in your car, you have to take your cart back. Yes, you have to take your cart back. There are no shopping cart attendants in Japan, other than places like Costco or perhaps a very large shopping center. Other than that, you got to get your steps in. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.